One, two, one, two. All right, let's get this shit. Let's get it. I ain't gonna duck from this shit. I already know. I already know. Let's go ahead and do it. Hold up, real quick. Make sure everything's everything. All right, so we're gonna go into this shit right here. I don't know if I'm live on the book. I know I'm live on the YouTube, on my backup YouTube, and we ain't ducking this shit. We're gonna go ahead and all right, check this out. So apparently, y'all weak breed niggas got what you wanted, right? You got what you wanted. That weak nigga shit did prevail on this one, obviously, because obviously these jurors couldn't pull the trigger because they couldn't stand to see a victory, just like some of y'all couldn't. So off top, I do not regret celebrating the fact that she did get convicted of murder. I don't, you know, I don't take that back. I don't regret that. I don't regret expecting a victory. I'm not gonna sit up here and regret that I expected there to be better results out of this situation. I expected that. Excuse me for having expectations, right? Excuse me for thinking that with a majority black jury and staff in Dallas, a psychopathic racist cop might get 20 years plus. I don't regret feeling that. I don't regret it. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to expect these things to happen at some point. Or what are we doing if we're not? What are we doing on the streets organizing for? What are we doing on social media making our plight known and supposedly supposed to be conscious in organizing for justice and shit? What are we doing all that for if we don't expect sometimes we're going to have some victories? Even if they're small, we're going to have some victories. And when we do have victories, we're supposed to celebrate those victories. We're not supposed to be pessimists and cry and whine and wait for the pity party to get popping. Oh yeah, but it ain't gonna work out. Y'all didn't move the goalpost. You see, that weak breed shit is why she almost didn't even get charged in the first place. The only reason she got charged is because there was so much protest and so many people bringing this to light. The Dallas Police Department knew that they had to charge her. So when this thing first went down, y'all niggas went from oh she ain't gonna get charged to okay she's charged but she won't get convicted to okay she's convicted but y'all just kept moving the goalposts to the point where I seen y'all preparing for if she did get a big time. Y'all was ready to say oh but it's only 1 out of 50,000. No, that corny shit. Cause y'all expect defeat, and by default, since you expect defeat, you manifest defeat. See, with all this, we're manifesting and ashe, and we're doing the juju and raise the vibrations, and we're saging and rubbing shea butter on our nipples and all this other crazy shit that we doing. When it comes to really putting that shit in action for something that's real, all of a sudden we're manifesting the exact opposite. We're resonating off of that slave voodoo, that house nigga voodoo, sprinkling chitlin juice in the corner of the house and shit because we don't want Master to take a L. God forbid we take a dub and we can't complain and cry and have pity on ourselves. God forbid that happens. But don't worry, because Super Negro comes to the rescue, and they start putting out that bad energy, and that's that same energy, obviously, that the jury, obviously was on that same vibration as y'all niggas because they couldn't see themselves giving black people a dub. They couldn't see themselves handing her an L, so they gave her a dime, meaning that she can be out in 5 if she gets parole. Probably got credit for time service. She's been in jail this whole time, so that means 4 years. So that's bullshit. That is 100% bullshit. However, keep it real. The trend has been police officers just getting away scot free, not even being charged in the first place. Now we're starting to develop a mechanism where at least now we're starting to see them charged, even if the trials are fugazi. We're at least starting to see some of them get locked up, even if the time ain't as much as we want it to be. I mean, if you just started a football team and you went 0 for 16 the first year, the second year you're 0 for 4 and you get a victory, aren't you gonna celebrate that victory and figure out how you can get more of those victories and hopefully go on a run? No? Or are you gonna say, "Yeah, we probably ain't even gonna win. And if we do win, fuck it, we'll probably lose next week." No, that's not what you're supposed to do, man. That's that weak nigga shit. That's that weak nigga sauce y'all sipping on, having y'all talking like that. So now I don't regret the fact that hell yeah, I expected that this bitch was done. I did my part. Shit. I tried to put the energy out there. I did my part. But you know, all the little spells and rituals and praising Jesus and hotep into this deity and all that shit ain't gonna be enough anyway though. It helps. It can motivate us. It can inspire us. It can give us the energy and the juice that we need to get some things done. But alone, it's not enough. And but it damn sure is better than always expecting something bad to happen. It's like you want to prepare yourself that you're going to always be a failure and that we're always going to be on bottom. It's like you don't want to give up your privilege to be able to whine and complain. No, some of us is like, no, we ready to start having some victories. We're ready to start celebrating some of these small victories, as small as they may be. We're ready to do that and apply pressure. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to get police officers to stop murdering people is if there's consequences. At least some of the consequences are starting to be applied, is what I'm saying. I'm not satisfied with no damn 10 years. Hell no. 20 years, I really wouldn't have been satisfied, but I was really thinking that at least she was going to get a dub. I was expecting at least a dub. Because I expected that, a mostly black jury right now, if we're supposed to be waking up and getting on code, I was expecting that they could stick to the script. 8 women, 4 dudes, but whatever. I was figuring that they could stick to the script. But instead, what they did is they started having compassion and feeling sorry. They went through with the conviction because they know that she did indeed bust up in the house and unrightfully murder someone. But they still gave her the benefit of the doubt that, hey, she was just confused. It's not, even though all that racism shit came out, but still there was so much compassion for her. Why? Why do we have so much compassion for our enemies that would murder us? It's the same reason y'all weak niggas just expect to always lose. Those mentalities go hand in hand. If you expect to always lose, you're gonna figure out a way to lose. So y'all could say, yeah, but if I was on that trial, I would have. If I was on that jury, I would have made sure she got 20. Bullshit. Because y'all right now didn't expect her to get that shit. And if you was in that situation, you wouldn't even have been in that situation. Because most of y'all that say that wouldn't even answer the damn jury call in the first place. Because you'll say something stupid like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. There's nothing we can do. We can't." So y'all wouldn't have never answered that to be there in the first motherfucking place. So cut it out. Y'all was campaigning for her to go free so you can continue this crying and pity party. Y'all wouldn't have went. Y'all wouldn't have went ham on that chick if y'all was in that jury box. Y'all couldn't even put out the energy. You know what I'm saying? Against the bitch once she got. Instead of you didn't even put out no energy against the bitch this whole time. You was putting out energy to save the bitch. Oh, she ain't gonna get it. She's gonna be free. Y'all was like trying to manifest her freedom and shit in this bitch. Same Negroes went against Stacey Dash because her jailhouse picture said that she was white, as if she's the one that wrote that shit. But y'all couldn't wait because that was food for y'all to let's go eat. We got some niggas that we could, that we can drag on social media. Meanwhile, oh, the white bitch is gonna get off. What kind of motherfucking slave spiritual voodoo ritual are y'all doing? And fuck it, I might as well address this little situation with this somebody who came on one of my posts reckless, talking about blacks don't ever get justice because they're black or some bullshit, or Caribbeans, they did voodoo. That's the reason why she got convicted, because they were doing witchcraft. and that's why blacks don't get justice because they don't do it. Fuck out of here, fucking goofy ass bitch. Don't fucking hit. We don't fuck with you. Don't come on my bullshit. Don't come on my shit with that bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause at the end of the day, what did you just learn? Like I said, all that voodoo shit is cool. I'm with that, but I'm not motherfucking religious and I'm not stupid, and I understand that it's only manipulation of nature. So if you're not also involved in what you're trying to manifest in the physical form, if you're not doing your shit on the physical realm as well, it ain't about nothing. We can't sage our way to motherfucking freedom. Haiti didn't win the war because only because of voodoo. Voodoo didn't win the war. That was a tool that they used. Nature was a tool that they used. That didn't determine the outcome in itself. They couldn't have just sat back and did a bunch of rituals and killed pigs or whatever the fuck, and then they would have been free. They had to also get busy. That synchronized them. That might have been a interface to energize and charge and hold, their power. And I'm sure there were some supernatural phenomenons that happened within the Haitian war. What I'm saying is that alone wouldn't have won the war. Just like you can't sit up here and tell me the only reason she got convicted was because family did witchcraft. Okay, then why did she only get 10 years? Did the witchcraft wear off? Because you were sitting here gloating the fact that black people are murdered. This is why I don't fuck with some of these off-brand, non. You know what I mean? Cut it out, man. See, so now you see it. If that was your argument, then now you see that that really ain't about shit in itself. So as you're sitting there trying to cause this separation, because you want to gloat, so you can rub it in black Americans' face, as you say, ha ha ha, and all that kind of shit. You want to gloat and rub that shit in niggas' faces. Well, look at where it's at. We all in the same fucking boat. That's the point. And that's the reason. Because of weak nigga shit. Because of weak breed shit. If you expect to lose, guess what? You're fucking gonna probably lose. God damn it. Yeah, expect to win. If you don't win, then fuck it. Take your L like a man or like a woman, like a nation, and then we regroup. And when we do have small victories, then we celebrate those damn small victories. And then we apply pressure. Then we apply pressure. See, we should have been getting all this shit out. That's what I was saying in the shit I did yesterday. Let's get all this out. Spread all this out about how much we're celebrating this shit and how this bitch need to be done. Because that has to be, seen out there to show that people are getting fed up. And also to show that there will be consequences when you violate one of us. That has to be out there because that's the only thing that's going to deter it. Pity parties won't deter police terrorism against black people. Only consequences will. There has to be consequences. So let's celebrate when there are consequences. Let's study how that happened. Let's continue to make it happen. Because to tell you the truth, you're right. It shouldn't have even got this far. It normally wouldn't have got this far. It wouldn't even got far enough for us to be upset about a 10-year sentence in most cases. Y'all know that. She wouldn't have even been charged if Dallas didn't make some noise. If some people out there, Phil from the Advisory Show, I think he's out in Dallas. I know we don't like him because he's married to a white girl, but the noise that he made with his platform is partly what it took to energize the city enough to bring enough attention to this case for her to be charged in the first place. Because under normal circumstances, she would still just be working on the force. So there's certain things that we have to acknowledge as progress so we can build on that progress. Not ignore progress for the sake of being able to still have the privilege and the right to whine and cry on Facebook about why shit just don't go our way. Y'all couldn't wait. And I know, I see that niggas is tagging me and mentioning me in comments. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Y'all couldn't wait for this to happen so y'all could see. Told you, Jay. White men always win. I know y'all couldn't wait. Y'all can't wait to do that shit. You live for that shit. You live to see us have these defeats so you can continue to cry on that weak shit. Fuck that. We don't accept that shit. Yeah, we expect the best. We work for the best. We put in the energy. We put in the work. We do what we have to do. And then if it don't work out, then we go back to the drawing board. And sometimes when we have success, and yeah, we're gonna acknowledge that success. Niggas celebrating when their fucking favorite basketball team wins, but we ain't supposed to celebrate when a bitch gets convicted of murder of our own people. Celebrate all kinds of petty shit all fucking day, but we ain't supposed to celebrate when it looks like we might start to have a little when justice is starting to swing our way a little bit, as if we're gonna just go from 0 to 100 real quick. So y'all pretty much manifest this fucking defeat for us. Shout out to those who wasn't, man. Shout out to those who at least have enough integrity and enough sense to at least be on code enough to let's try to make some kind of momentum for this so we can celebrate this one. See, the idea was let's show how we can actually make this shit work. We had black judge, black prosecutor, black staff in the court, mostly black jury. Yeah, we expected that this bitch was gonna get cooked. Cause I'm looking at it as if I'm up in that bitch. See? Y'all must be looking at it as if you guys are in that bitch, because you know damn well you couldn't go through with making sure that she gets a decent sentence. Y'all know y'all couldn't do that shit. You couldn't pull that off. You wouldn't have the courage to sit up there in that room. I'm gonna tell you what happened in that jury room when they were deliberating the time. I'm gonna tell you what happened. One of the white folks in there stayed on code is what the fuck happened. One of the white folks was like, okay, I'll agree. Yeah, we'll charge you with the murder. That's fair. I'll concede that to y'all, which is more than usually happens. But they stood their ground on nah. We're not ruining this girl's life over y'all. So they probably said, hey, no more than 10, or I'm not agreeing, and it'll be a mistrial. I have to start all over again. That's probably what happened. One of the white folks in there stood their ground because they could identify with her in one way or another. That's most likely what happened. One of them stood their ground and had to make a deal like fuck it, it's either that or nothing. Because you know, if they don't come up with an agreement, it could be a mistrial, and then they can get tried again, and they might not get the conviction. So while they're staying on code and staying positive, and at least fuck it, we sitting here, oh no, we can't do it. And that's the same attitude that those black jurors had, why they couldn't be strong enough to sit up there for 3 days if they have to until they got that dub. It was the same weak vibration going through that jury that was going through y'all Negroes. Let me see who's gloating. Niggas kill me with that shit, man. We ain't supposed to be like losers and shit. We ain't supposed to be expecting not to fucking win. We're supposed to be expecting to win. I'm expecting that our people are getting on code, so this is supposed to be a slam dunk, and then we're gonna build on this. And then other cities, they're gonna start getting involved, and maybe more black people will start getting involved in the jury selection instead of dodging the jury selection. So all y'all that's acting like it's not enough time and this and that, and I agree, but how many of y'all are the same ones that's dodging jury selection when it's time to be on the jury? How are we not going to be involved in politics and shit like that? I mean, by doing that, we risk this kind of shit happening. By not being involved in any, because the only reason it got this far is because of involvement. So if anything, that should at least let y'all know that hey, when we get involved, we can at least start getting results. Now, if we stay dedicated and continue the process, we can get further. And pretty soon we can set precedents that every single time a police officer kills an unarmed black person, that they go to fucking jail. Yeah, it's not gonna be. They're not just gonna all get life right away, but they used to not get shit. They used to not even get charged. Now, within a pretty small amount of time, we're seeing increase in police officers getting charged, increase in police officers getting time, even if the time isn't sufficient for us, even if it doesn't satisfy us. At least it's happening. And perhaps if we continue to build on the successes and the victories that we have, we can build the momentum and we can master the strategies that can assure us to continuously have victories. And then perhaps when police officers realize if they don't show the same restraint that they show to their own to us, they will end up in prison, or maybe the Micah X factor might start popping off. But instead, what we do is we expect that we're going to lose. So that means we don't even try to have a victory. And then we put the negative energy out there. And remember, if that's how you're feeling, I'm sure that some of the jurors feel the same way. I'm sure that in their subconscious, they also don't feel like we're supposed to have victories, and that's why they let this bitch go with a dime. Because they were on that same weak nigga sauce, vibrating on that same weak nigga frequency that we're never supposed to win. No, I'm ready to win. I could see the day where all we do is win. I could see the day when everything else is irrelevant because it's all about us. And we run this thing. I can see that shit. I can feel that shit. So therefore I expect that we're gonna start having victories. And we're still gonna call this a small victory. And we're still gonna have to continue to apply pressure so we can have more victories. If y'all are really so upset that we don't never get victory, then quit manifesting more defeats with your fucked up attitudes, and let's start putting some positive energy into this and some positive action into this. I know it ain't easy. I know it ain't just overnight. I know there's such thing as revolutionary fatigue and burnout. I know that exists. I know that's real. I know sometimes we even gotta just fall back. I know sometimes we even feel defeated, but we can't live in a perpetual state of defeatism in the mind. Just fall back, recharge, shut the fuck up. Shit. Yeah, a lot. There was a lot of implications in this particular trial because it did show some things that are huge, that are unprecedented in this country. Because if there's been one element of society that can always do us harm and get away scot free, it has been white women. That has been the fragile, protected class that have always been able to operate with impunity. And at least we show that they can be touched. We didn't get the knockout, but at least we showed that they can be touched if we apply the right pressure. Now we have to master the follow through. See, we have to master the follow through, but at least we did show. But then again, we had elements working against us. See, they defeated us because they had our own elements working against us. Hence, these two negroids in front of you right now. These two bedwinch mammies right now who sabotaged the shit. They did their part. The Negro lead investigator did his part. They did enough to weaken, to weaken the argument and give enough credibility to her that the jury could end up coming to agreement on 10 years. See, they only pulled this victory out because of race trading Negroes. And I would have to say that everyone who was speaking that negative shit would have to be in the class, at least now an initiate of the race trading Negro class. Because you don't get to the point of being a race trader where you'll get up on stand and cape for a murderous psychopath racist. You don't get to that point without at least having a defeated attitude first. That is the prerequisite to level up to the I will get on the stand and throw my people under the bus by co-signing for this bitch. You don't just do that overnight. You start off with a defeated attitude. So y'all niggas is on the way. Believe that. Y'all Negroes are on the way to that. That is the attitude that y'all exhibit. That's a fact. That is definitely an attitude that y'all exhibit. So I don't think I'm live on the book. Am I live on the book? No, I'm on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is my backup channel. Make sure you check out the Netter Cat channel, but make sure you subscribe to this one as well. I don't think I'll be able to go live there till December. So this is just my backup channel. But subscribe to it, interact, share, like, comment. Let me know what you think. Trying to get this one popping. To keep on, cutting my wisdom on the other channel. Also, make sure if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you check out Black I Stand Radio Facebook page. If you are on the book, check out melanatedpeople.net. If you're in the crypto, blockchain, make sure you check out blockchain crypto gang Facebook group as well. And of course, Black I Stand Radio and anything hashtag liberation minded media. Peep that too. But let me get back to this spill. Yeah, I have no regrets for the fact that I really did expect that perhaps we could have a victory. I did expect a victory. I wanted a victory. And at the end of the day, guess what? If we don't have a victory, it's not like that's something new. It's not like something. It's not like I would have to adjust. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh wow, we weren't successful in getting this bitch 100 years. I'm gonna have to adjust to that because I'm not used to something like that. We're used to that. Let's try to get used to some victories and shit. Yeah, I was ready to pop bottles on this one. Nat Turner's birthday and shit. Yeah, I had faith. And I'm going to continue to have faith. I'm not going to lose faith in my people. I'm not going to lose faith in the expectation that we will win. I'm not going to lose faith in that. I'm sorry. Many of y'all must have, or want the rest of us to, but no. Come get your clown on, y'all. Come get your clown on, man. Somehow it didn't go live on the book. Uh, Let me see. So yeah, I said from the jump that what I really believed that this was a initiation ritual into some type of gang that she was trying to get into as far as like white supremacist gang because the dude that she was texting also had a body. And I said this from the jump actually because I just figured that she set that up. She knew what she was gonna do, and she knew that she's gonna have a good scapegoat to say that hey, I thought it was the right place and this and that kind of shit. And I think that some of the text messages that she erased that weren't recovered possibly would have confirmed that. And I know there's other evidence that never came into trial. I had my doubts about the judge from the gate off the rip, but then afterwards, when the guilty verdict came out, I figured, okay, maybe she was just running game that whole time. Maybe she was running game because she didn't want to make it seem like she was excited to convict this bitch, so she had to be partial because she did do some things that pretty much would have made an appeal almost impossible. She did cover her bases like that, you know. I thought that, yeah. So what did we learn? Well, we didn't learn that we have coons among us because we knew that already. We didn't learn that some niggas will get weak when it comes to actually follow through in judging those who do us wrong. We knew that that element always exists. However, what we did learn is that we still have a lot of weak niggas and niggas. Saying like I'm gonna say it again. There's definitely an element and a connection between this defeated attitude and those two Negroes you see on the screen right now, and the jury who couldn't follow through. They couldn't follow through. The follow through game was weak. They charged, they convicted, and then they got weak on the sentencing. They got weak on the sentencing because in their mind they're defeated and we can't take victories and they can't stand to see that poor little girl cry like that. Her life was already ruined. Yeah, that weak nigga shit kicked in. That same weak nigga sauce y'all are on. They just have um, took theirs to the next level, to where they're actually doing tangible executions with it, like these niggas right here. But it all started with that defeated attitude in the first place. That you don't get from you don't get to there, like those two Negroes right there, without a defeated attitude first. You don't get to the point where you can't even stand to give a proper sentence to a murderous psychopath racist. You don't get to the point where you can excuse her and give her a light sentence without having that defeated attitude first. So y'all niggas had that same type of attitude that led to this bitch getting off, and really y'all niggas was attempting to manifest her to get off. Y'all wanted her to get off. Y'all didn't even want her to get charged because it was fucking up your pity party. It was making it to where you can't complain and whine and cry all the time about how it just never works out. So you couldn't do that with a good sentence being broke off. It was getting harder to do that because at first it was, yeah, she'll get away with it. She won't even get charged because that's what you were trying to manifest. Unfortunately, there was an intervention and she got charged. And then it went from, oh, okay, she got charged, but she won't get convicted. Luckily, there was an intervention and things that were done resulting in conviction of the highest charge. Then y'all went from she got convicted to she'll probably get probation for 25 years, which wasn't even a possibility, but when you're trying to manifest, you got to aim high. So she'll probably just get probation for 25 years. Nah, she got 10 years, man. That ain't shit. Can't completely call that a victory. It's a small victory because at least she got convicted and she got time, which is more than what happens in most cases, and you know it. And only of recently have we started seeing an increase of at least them getting charged and getting convicted. At least we're starting to see an increase of that. Can we celebrate that? Because surely you'll be celebrating Sunday when your football team wins. So can we at least celebrate that? I think that's a little bit more relevant in our life than if the Cowboys win or this team or that team. Shit. And if she would have got 99 years, you would have just said, hey, well, that's only one out of 1,000. It's only one out of 50,000. You would have said that weak ass shit. So no matter what, you're gonna set the bar and the standards to where we just cannot win, and then you're gonna say superficial shit like, "Well, until we can, we're never gonna get to that point with a weak ass nigga attitude, and we can't even celebrate and acknowledge the progress that we are starting to make. We won't get there." But that's the game right there. No, it don't matter. Why bank black? It's all on the Federal Reserve System anyway. This is how niggas talk themselves out of doing shit, or having any solidarity or staying on code or being anything other than a weak breed nigga. They make these standards that you can't obtain, or they minimize progress, minimize the results of doing certain actions to justify not doing it. Oh, we got to start banking black. It's all on the Federal Reserve System. It doesn't matter. I'll just keep mine in the slaveholders in the slave maker bank of J.P. Morgan Chase, where they used to own our people as slaves. So because it's all in the Federal Reserve, so why give money to a black bank that can invest in black neighborhoods to ensure they don't get gentrified, or at least be able to have the capital to give home loans so people won't get foreclosed and they can get good rates, or give people capital to do things like start businesses or just start buying the block? Why give a black bank that type of capital when we know that these other banks are operating like that, and our churches, saying that we complain about, are the strongest institution, But that's because we actually support the churches as a people, and we call the people that support churches sheep. But those of us who ain't sheep ain't supporting our black banks. So what? How are we going to accumulate power and economic status? Always say start buying black. Oh well, they might not even really be black, or it costs too much, or there's really no black businesses because they have to get chartered by just any kind of dumbass, stupid ass excuse to be a weak nigga. Y'all niggas are good at making those. Shit, I'm gonna go ahead and put some of the blame on y'all why this bitch only got 10 years. Cause y'all was putting that weak nigga energy out there. Y'all made it very clear you didn't want her to get convicted in the first damn place. You didn't want her to get charged. You wanted her to get away sky free so you could share about your pity party about how sad you are and mad about it and this and that. That's what y'all wanted. Y'all started to say, oh shit, what happens if we just keep winning? What happens if we do get some victories? What happens if I run out of shit to complain about? What will I do with my life? That's some weak nigga shit, man. I'm gonna go ahead and blame some of y'all niggas for this shit, cause y'all didn't really want this to happen anyway. Y'all couldn't stand to see this bitch get, you know, you couldn't stand to see her crying like this. You see Malcolm X and Huey P. Newton in the background laughing it up. They happy. They're the one that's making her cry. They're in her head right now making her cry. And y'all weak niggas is trying to pardon her. Oh, she won't get no time. Ashe. Oh, she'll be out soon. Ashe. You know what I'm saying? The fuck, whose side are y'all on, man? Or even if she does get a lot of time, that's only one. That's only one victory, black man. Don't worry, the white man got most of the victories. Ashe. Pretty much. I mean, come on, man. You don't get to the top by having self doubt and self pity and defeated attitudes and not expecting victories. You don't win a Super Bowl if you don't expect to fucking win. Haiti wasn't won by niggas that thought that they couldn't win. I guarantee you that. The Civil War wasn't won by black men and women who didn't think that we could even win. God damn. It's weak nigga shit, man. Let me see. Oh yeah, let me see what these Negroes are saying, man. Let me fucking check. I don't even want to check what these weak niggas are saying right now, man. Tell you the truth, I already know it's some bullshit. Let me see. Here we go. The family don't seem to be celebrating. Look, they just couldn't wait. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop hooray! They're yelling. Niggas is putting hip hop hooray over. You know what I'm saying? This was within the time that this bitch was. Come on, man. Fuck out of here, man. I told you that she would. I know. Y'all celebrating the fact that she lost. Let me do my petty shit. This is that shit, though. Yeah. Let me see. I can't go live. I wanted to really go live on the book. For some reason, it didn't take me. Yeah. It is what it is, y'all. But we still celebrate. Yeah. We're still gonna celebrate the fact that at least there's progress. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take notes of what caused this defeat. We're not gonna keep saying, "Oh, it's just the system. The white man is just so powerful and mighty that we can never win." We ain't gonna do that because the victory was in our hands. We fumbled the victory because we had forces from us working against us. Some of these forces were spiritual forces. Some of these forces were cheerleaders on Facebook and other social media. Some of these forces were in the courtroom. but it all worked together in sync with whiteism to assure that the punishment wouldn't be too harsh, to assure she could still get out and be a little MILF out there texting and sucking dick when she's off duty in between shooting niggas. Eh? Yeah, you assured that. You did risk reduction to the damage that she was supposed to get. Y'all ran that game. Used two black mammies, a bunch of Uncle Tom, you know, catch feelings if you want to, but it is what it is. It was the defeated attitude, the defeated Uncle Ruckus, we can never win attitude. You know what I'm saying? Because that is the energy that went into this uh, 10-year sentence. It's the same attitude the jurors had, the same attitude that these two black mammies had, same attitude that that Negro head of inspection. Look, man, because we can't say, oh yeah, they have to, they had to, they didn't have to do shit. You have the you can you have the right to say no. You don't have to be a sellout. That black cop could have said, nah, send somebody else. Okay, we're gonna lose your job, or it's gonna be harder because we're not gonna like that around the. Okay, get another job then, bitch. Police officers make some police officers make decent money, but ain't that fucking much cake for no beat cop. Fuck out of here. That crackhead could have got some crack somewhere else. I'm sure they offered her some of Dallas's finest cocaine, and probably pardon some bullshit that she had pending over her head or some shit. But she could have said no. So yeah, we dropped the ball on this one, and we dropped the ball because we don't expect to win. If you don't expect to win, you're gonna find a way to lose. You're gonna manifest a way to lose if you don't expect to win. Here's what it is. I wish I could interact on the book, but I guess I ain't live on the book. So anyway, it is what it is, y'all. But here's what we're gonna do. Or I mean, are we gonna give up? Are we gonna give up now? Or are we gonna go back to the drawing board? Are we gonna take what made the success that was in this successful, meaning that there was groundwork that was put in, meaning that black media did their job to make sure the story was popping, meaning that people on the ground in Dallas made enough noise to make sure that there was pressure applied to the Dallas Police Department to fire and charge her. That is what got the ball rolling. We applied pressure, got it through the court system, got it to the conviction, got the right jury in there. Now maybe if we continue to participate in these processes, amp up what we have to do. No, we don't rely on the system, but right now this is the system that we have to work with because I don't see niggas jumping out the way to build their own system. I mean, niggas won't even get on melanatedpeople.net, which is our own Facebook. They won't even do that. Niggas won't even put their money in a black bank. So don't tell me about, oh, this whole system's flawed and there's no use to participating because no, no, no. You're participating in the system now. Your lack of participation is for participation. The fact that you're on Facebook is participation. The fact that you have a white bank is participation. You're participating. So just up your participation in the shit that matters now. Up the participation in what you say that you really want, which is black nationalism. Do that by at least starting to put energy and resources into some of these things. At least have a black bank. At least spend money black as much as you can. At least participate in some of the things that we can in local government that actually has a direct effect in our community. That's the only reason why this got to this point. But we couldn't execute it and take it the whole way because we still have an element of we ain't supposed to win, self sabotage, self hate, race traitorism, putting energies into things. We always talk about how our energy is so divine and so powerful and strong, and we got to manifest this love and this strength and this victory and this power and all this kind of thing. So, if that's the case, then is it possible that we just manifested a defeat by way of not giving this bitch the time that she deserved? Is it possible? If you don't think so, then maybe you should cut out the bullshit and go back to sleep. That's it. Peace.